Sasha.
Hello.
Do you believe this is episode 23?
23. Thank you for
This
listening
is
to
going to
viewing.
be a seriously bad habit. Now, where I was today,
Where were you today?
I was at the Beverly Center, and apparently the 8th floor of the Beverly Center, which I didn't even know existed, is all art galleries. And incredible. I met some incredible people there tonight. Also, one of the people I met, they specialize in, in popularizing podcasts and things like that. They told me something interesting. They said that we have to get our podcast on TikTok.
TikTok.
They say we have to have, because you can actually get like 30-second, and a lot of the things that we do should be on TikTok. And we do a lot of funny stuff. They say we have to put those things on TikTok.
Bingo.
And then there's a couple of other things to do also. But yeah, I'm going to talk with him this week, and he may help us
To put it all like
to get this
viral.
Yeah, well, listen.
So what is going on this week?
We need you people to make us go viral.
Right, absolutely. Maybe we should up our game here, like on the show. So what happened this week, so people should know and they could react?
So much shit happened this week. Excuse my French, but anyway.
And you speak French.
Merde. So anyway, so I wrote a few things down because I was so pissed off most of the week. I figured I better write it down.
Jeffrey, you've been pissed
But I
off.
thought
It doesn't come together.
If I write this down, then I can control the subjects that I'm pissed off about, and you can comment on it.
Please.
First of all, our albino fat president decided that let's fire everybody from FEMA. So all the directors of FEMA are all out, all the important people. I saw interviews of people who work from FEMA who have been there for years, and they love working for FEMA because they explain what FEMA really does, which Trump has no idea. And Trump, so instead he fired the directors, and all the best people at FEMA are quitting because they don't want to have anything to do with Trump.
Who's going to help people?
Nobody. What's going to happen is that the next disaster...
Do they like substitute FEMA with any other agency?
Yeah. Ass lickers. That's like everything Trump does. If you can't lick his ass with your tongue really nice and flat, so you can get as much as
Jeffrey, please show us, because we need to study this.
Anyway, so then that's not bad enough. Then they fired the director of the CDC, all for bullshit reasons, and she was great. And so, meantime, the top people from the CDC quit the same day. They won't, which means that the next pandemic, we're all going to die. Understand? We are going to die.
Jeffrey, did you take your pills?
No, the pills are the pills are definitely not working. So
you need to go ahead.
Anyway, but that's the thing. We are going to die. And then all the people, that COVID is dead, no more vaccines from COVID, and that he's probably going to go say, "You want to beat COVID? Eat broccoli," or something like that. He's completely insane. And then the best people from the CDC are quitting. They don't want to be there anymore because the atmosphere there is horrible. And RFK is out of his effing mind. He's just completely
nuts.
He's
crazy. He's very crazy.
That worm ate more of his brain than we have any idea. So
he was crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what's next?
What's next, Jeffrey?
So, and then he's complaining that we have to turn the United States into a police state because the police are doing a bad job, mostly because.
And let me ask you,
Trump is defunding police all over the country.
You mean Trump, right? Because we should know, you're talking about Trump, right?
No, Trump wants to have the Federal Reserve in there. He wants to have everything but qualified people who are trained to take care of it. And the police are the best trained people to fight crime in the cities. But what he's done is like in one city, he took out all the money that's been passed by Congress. In one city, $800 billion, another one, $1.2 billion.
And he funded the ICE and
so basically he killed that funding for the police, and then they brought ICE in, and they're having auditions for ICE. Anybody without any qualifications can become an ICE officer. I mean, even the ex-Superman, I mean, it's
so,
beyond
like,
beyond stupidity. You know.
it's chaos.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
else?
Chaos. Yeah.
Chaos. Thank you. I'm trying.
Anyway, what else do we have here? Oh yes,
Jeffrey Fester.
and of course the worst thing are the tariffs. The tariffs, which are absolutely a tax on all of us. And the thing is now all the countries in the world are screwing us over because they're not going to deal with the tariffs. So BRICS and everything else. And for instance, they just decided, I think it was yesterday, that even Saudi Arabia is no longer going to price gasoline in dollars. They're going to do everything in Chinese currency. So the United States is totally screwed. And Trump doesn't care. The only thing Trump cares about is how much money he can grift into his own back white ass pocket.
Can I just
Go ahead, your turn.
So this my turn. So that's what I've talked about. We've talked about the tariffs, and it's not about just sales tax. It's not about inflation. It's about devastation to our country and the rest of the world, dealing with other country, because our currency, the dollar, was the currency of the world. And transactions, most important transactions, especially oil, was in dollar. The oil always, like for most of the maybe 50 or 60 years, was attached to a dollar. So now, with that meeting yesterday, if you watched in China, Putin came, in some other countries I forgot what other countries, but most importantly Russia came, Saudi Arabia came, and this is a very bad sign. BRICS, I think India came. India was on that summit, and this is a very big danger. The wars which are around the world, it's not about territory. It's about them and us. Those world of dictatorship against the old democracy.
And the other thing, on one of the news stations, they had all these people on there, and basically the Trump administration can be defined with 3 terms, and this is the only thing they care about. And basically, it's tragedy, cruelty, and violence. And as long as he can, put those 3 services, tragedy, cruelty, and violence, on the American people, that's what we have to live with. I'm convinced the only way to survive this, I was hoping the elections in 2026, I don't know if we can make it to the elections. Personally,
it's just very fast.
I think that somehow he has to be removed with the 25th Amendment. My own problem with the 25th Amendment is that if they get rid of Trump with the 25th Amendment, it could be worse with Vance.
Vance is also very dark personality. We don't know, but then we could just impeach Vance too. But the problem is this. Actually, Jeffrey, everybody compares Trump to Hitler. And I think we can compare Trump to Joseph Stalin. And you know why?
No.
Okay. Joseph Stalin, before he was crazy as Trump, he was arrogant and crazy as Trump. And what happened before the war started, the World War II, Stalin either forced out from the office, from the top position of the military, top 90% of top generals and good
good
leaders. 90%. He sent them somebody
exactly what Trump has done
exactly.
now.
And then he never believed that Hitler will start the war against Soviet Union. This is the same thing when, if you think about, then Trump is saying no, I know Vlad, and he doesn't Stalin didn't trust his own intelligence, telling Hitler will attack Soviet Union on the 22nd of June. It was the date. The Soviet Union had intelligence, just like fifth person, like in a like.
It was almost like what went on in Pearl Harbor. They knew that Pearl Harbor was going to be attacked, but didn't pay attention to it.
They didn't believe that that will happen, but this is the same thing. Then Trump being so arrogant, firing people, dismantling the country, and trusting Putin versus like own intelligence. The same, like one-to-one with Joseph Stalin.
Going along those lines, you have to realize that once Trump completely cancels the police forces, now the police forces.
He wouldn't cancel, but
Yeah, he's doing it now.
But police reports to state and
If he cancels the
cities.
funding, that's the end of the police. So anyway, but that's what he's doing. He's going after funding for everything that matters. And the other, but why is he doing this? Because these corrupt police forces like ICE and all these masked people in unmarked cars and unmarked uniforms taking over, because these people have to swear an oath to Trump.
Exactly.
And everybody else has to swear an oath to the Constitution.
So what he's trying to do, he's trying to centralize the power from his government, his place, instead of having the power on the state and city side.
But if he's able to do that and get control of the military, we're doomed.
I don't like, honestly, like I think I have faith in people, whoever like going to the military for ICE or other
Well, for ICE, forget it, because the people that are going into ICE are not qualified to become a guard in McDonald's.
Yeah, but they will not go against. I hope they will not go against us people.
I think eventually, is that I just hope that the military will be smart enough to take their leadership from their oath to the Constitution.
Absolutely.
The ICE doesn't take an oath to anybody except to Trump.
Yeah, but
That's illegal.
Yeah, but I hope that ICE is doing something that questionable, but they don't go against us people.
They go against the rule of law. And for
They
me,
don't know because they
I don't
report.
agree with that. They're told by the Trump administration, the rule of law doesn't count for you guys. You can do anything you want, and if they don't like it, let them take us to court. And every time you go to court, the totally corrupt Supreme Court, every court votes for the right thing, and then the Supreme Court comes in and revert. The Supreme Court by itself is going to turn the United States, if not checked, into a Nazi country.
Yeah, it's like again, I disagree, but it's going like a very bad situation, because it's going to be standoff, and we don't need standoff, because we need like to work with other countries. We need to work inside of we have to move forward, and with Trump and stupid Democrats and complicit Republicans.
Well, the Republicans are first of all. Even with tariffs, Trump, they've already voted, the lower courts have voted that Trump does not have the right to put a tariff anywhere. That's not, only Congress can make tariffs. And Trump
not just that, the blanket tariffs, the tariffs against the country, so that the administration can do the tariffs on portions, on a specific issues, but not the blanket tariffs.
And then that's not bad enough. But now Trump wants the government to take over ownership of corporations. 10% of this corporation.
This is,
10%. That's insanity. That's not the purpose of government.
And this is like completely insanity. So please, guys, subscribe for our channel, and we will keep you updated, and we will discuss.
So what we're seeing is this administration and the incompetent MFs that are all over the administration trying to take over all the ministries of government until there's nobody left to oppose Trump.
Yeah, just
and then you say to yourself, well, what's Trump trying to do? he's trying to void the next elections. He wants to be king. And
He's
doing
gonna die
that-
before that. He's 80 years old. He's not like what he's doing. He's not
Well,
gonna.
according to his doctor, he's the healthiest person in the world. Even when you look at his legs and you look at his hands, you swear the guy is suffering from syphilis.
I don't. Please. I mean, it just like the point is this: how many years does he have like with his ideas and ability to push his things?
If he doesn't make it, he gets Benson there. These ideas could last a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that. But again, where's the opposition? Where's the idiots like from Democratic like party? Where's like the Republican leaders like who like
The Republicans is a gigantic can of garbage.
Oh, please!
It's manure. They're good for nothing. They just sit there.
Okay,
and they have to ask Trump when they're allowed to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, so everybody complicit because like we've talked about that. There is nobody offering any good policy, any good fiscal policy. Nobody is.
That's not true. You are.
I am. Thank you. Yeah, but thank you. But the problem is like it just scares and like people are complicit and thinking that there is something is going to happen positive. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't talk to your partners like other countries, if you don't have like ideas that you bring people behind, there's nothing happening.
And you realize that he's made these asinine, stupid tariffs on every country except one.
Yeah, China, right?
Russia.
Russia, yeah, but plus Russia.
No, Russia mainly. No, he's basically, the most corrupt country in the world is still Russia. And
Yeah, there's something.
And not one punishment for him. Vladimir Putin can do no wrong. The president of North Korea can do no wrong. The president of Hungary can do no wrong. The most corrupt, autocratic leaders in the world
They cannot do anything wrong.
Can't do anything wrong. They're loved by Trump because that's what Trump wants to be.
And this is his group of friends.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. And I hope like with our videos, you kind of wake up. And someday you wake up and you say like, where are we going? Because we need to go like in a positive, in something beautiful, not big beautiful bill, but something good ideas, like good way, like something has to be.
We need a big beautiful bill, but we don't need a big beautiful ripoff.
Yeah. All right, so let's finish up. And
I think you should. We promised this week that Sasha would explain just a little bit about what's going on with the tariffs.
Jeffrey, again, like what happens like with the tariffs, and you should attach a video I did on tariffs, but in very fast, Trump, what is he's doing? Like he's putting blanket tariffs on a country, which is pointless because tariffs for our like it's a revenue because it's a tax. It used to be at the end of 2024, it was 2% of our tax revenue, 2%.
But now, what in reality is happening is he's giving a huge tax break to the richest people in the country, and that tax break will be completely still paid by the tariffs, which means that the average American, regular middle class people, and the poor people are going to be paying the tariffs, which is the money that
Jeffrey, no, let me just explain. The taxes that he just gave tax cuts for, like it's going to be tax cuts for people, do not even equal to 5% of the tariffs. It's a huge kind of like discount for the taxes of people, income taxes. The tariffs at 2%, they used to be 2%, like $100 billion a year last year. So now it's going to be like, let's say 2-3 times more. But you will be paying those tariffs. so like it's gonna be inflation. The countries will not work with us because there is no point. Like if you're working with, let's say, Brazil. Brazil has blanket tariff of 50%. Can you imagine 50% tariff on your goods?
Well, I don't know. Trump says he's going to save 1,500% on drugs.
Yeah. But you cannot really understand because Brazil, we buy coffee, we buy like some other stuff, but it's not like even we will pay. The people who working with Brazil, our companies, they cannot work with Brazil, so it's a logistics go down. Companies which work with Brazil go down. It's a shortage of like working place. It's just so.
But for all you people, understand, right now, until now, a lot of these companies have tried to absorb the tariffs.
It's not possible.
But it's not possible anymore. So now, over the next months, we are going to absorb the
and
tariffs.
you will see, and
it's
you
going
will
to be
see
a
like
catastrophe.
within you will see in two months. So yesterday there was a summit in China, and this is this is referendum to what is going on with tariffs, because China brought in so many people under the BRICS, Brazil, India, North Korea, China, Russia. This is BRICS plus other countries, and that will be Iran. So it will be very big devastation toward our world.
And then also, where Putin makes his money and stays in business is selling energy. That's the only thing they have to export.
Oil.
And energy and gas. And how do they do it now? So Trump says, "Oh yeah, we'll put a tariff there, we'll put a tariff there." Then what do? Then they sell it to Indonesia, or they sell it to
No, they
Malaysia.
sell to India. They sell they pump like oil to India. India repackaging.
Yeah, they change
and they change the label. They mix with something.
They change the label on the ship.
And India needs like oil. They shipped it like to China. China just provides Russia with military supplies and it's just crazy.
And the worst thing of all is now, like countries like Italy and Spain and not Switzerland, but I think maybe Germany. They're all applying to the International Monetary Fund to get loans and things like that, because nobody's buying bonds anymore in the United States.
It's going to be very bad. So, and the only thing what we are talking with Jeffrey and just trying like you guys to understand, first read my book, The Purple Vision. It's not because I want to sell the book, which I am, but it's different purpose. You have to educate yourself. You need like to ask your politicians, like who you voting for. You have to ask them like, what are you gonna bring to me as a voter, as your constituent?
Yeah, and the book is not going to make a lot of money. Look, we've been wearing the same two shirts.
Yeah, it's like it's your education. Yeah, it's your education. It's your education. It's your way like to get ahead, like, because we don't have any good politician, and we have no direction of our country. So let's end today, and we will talk next week.
Okay, we'll see what damage happens this week. The one thing that we're never disappointed, though, and this is important to make a very, very important projection, we're never disappointed that Trump can't do something every week 10 times worse than he did the week before. So there's always something to complain about.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Take care.
See you all soon.